Welcome back to the Endgame Ultimate Iron Man, where I try to complete all of the best in slot gear without ever banking. In the previous episode, we risked everything in the wilderness for Zammy Wines, took on some challenging bosses, and made some more progress towards the combat achievements. And that brings us up to now. Yo, let's go. Alright, so to bring everyone back up to speed, we are still going for the Master Combat Achievements. I have a lot of these that require a Slayer task, so I'm currently hunting for any of those task-only Slayer monsters. We are quickly checking off many of the bosses already, so after I use these drops from the Grotesque Guardians, we will be jumping right back into the action with a surprise Slayer boss. Yeah, okay, it's technically not a Slayer boss, but in my defense, I forgot these guys existed. So we got ourselves a Dagganoth task, and we will be taking on the Dagganoth Kings, and hopefully we can knock these out in one trip. Each of the Dagganoth Kings have their own tasks, but they are very similar to each other. Here they are on screen. I already have all of the kill count tasks completed, so the rest of these shouldn't take that long. The only special gear needed for this is a rune throwing axe, which needs to bounce from Rex to Prime in order to secure the kill. Also, some kind of free spells are needed, so naturally I brought along Ancients so that I can kill Rex while he's immobilized, and for the Blood Barrage healing as well. Alright, we've got Prime lowered, and now I'm going to get Rex in position so I can bounce the axe off of him. Oh, let's go. From one king to another, completed. And this next one is pretty simple. All I have to do is kill Supreme while under attack by Prime and Rex. So I've currently got Supreme at very low HP, and I'm just going to wait for the other two to spawn. Yo, and that is Death to the Archer King completed. So for this next achievement, I need to kill all three of the Dagganoth Kings within 9 seconds of each other. I currently have Supreme and Prime very low, and I'm working on Rex at the moment. I need to be very quick for this one to count. Yes, and that's rapid succession completed. This one's pretty straightforward. I just have to kill Prime while the other two are currently attacking me. And if I were good at the game, I would actually prey flick these guys, but it doesn't really even seem to matter. Death to the Seer King completed. Alright, and that is Death to the Warrior King completed. Pretty much the same as the one we just did with Prime. Just have to be in combat with the other two. Alright, this one was kind of annoying. You have to kill Rex and another king on the exact same tick. I was trying the Dins before, and that really wasn't working out. So I grabbed some Chinchompas instead to see if that would be any easier. Oh, finally we got it. Alright, that is all of the Dagannoth King achievements completed. So, let's get out of here and move on to something else. So, before we move any further, I just realized that I never actually told you guys why we're going for the Master Combat achievements. So, here are the big ones. Firstly, Thralls last twice as long as before. That's going to be very handy in the future, at pretty much every piece of content. Next, we will receive Gommel's Lucky Penny. This is a piece of equipment worn in the ammo slot that will grant us a 5% chance to not consume a charge on a ton of different gear. This most notably applies to weapons like the Tunican Shadow and the Scythe of Etur. If you didn't know, charging both of those items becomes very expensive, so any way to save some charges will be great. And the final big improvement is being able to combine the Avernic Defender with the Gommel's Hilt. All this really does is add 2 extra teleports to our defender, but it's really convenient to have. And the other upgrades are all nice, but nothing really that crazy. Oh, and don't forget that we'll get a nice new Slayer helm as well. Anyway, as you can see, we are taking on the Royal Titans for the combat achievements. None of these are really that difficult, since this is targeted towards newer players. I thought it would be fitting to go here since I was already assigned a Fire Giant task, and I can get the bonus from the Slayer helm as well. There we go, that's 25 KC. Yo, there we go, that is perfect. Royal Titans completed. Yeah, so one thing I did not anticipate at this boss was the added challenge of finding a teammate. I really needed a partner that was also going for the combat achievements, but it was difficult to find anybody else. And I'm kind of carrying these kills because my partner isn't exactly kitted out either. Also, there aren't that many points in total to get from here, so I'm just going to move on to something else for now. Casket! Oh, new collection. Ancient plate body. Got another dark totem from Slaying in the Catacombs, so here we go. Holy shit, is the loot gonna spawn? Alright, anyway, I'm going to try and complete this hard clue, and then we will be moving on to the next boss. There we go, very first kill at the Phantom Muspah. We got the Speed Trialist, and we got the Charged Ice. The Phantom Muspah has a handful of achievements. Most of them aren't too difficult. Here they are on screen. All I have so far is the 1 KC task and the Speed Trialist that we just got. The meta for this boss seems to be range him when he's blue, and freeze, then mage him when he's brown, because that's when he's trying to melee you. I'm hoping this isn't too difficult since we basically have best in slot range and mage for this, and the Zarat crossbow included. So, let's see how it goes. New PB, let's go. Oh. Just got the Elven Signet.
Nice.
That's worth that much? Holy shit. And a clue scroll? Well, might as well drop these to the main. Well, I was taking a small detour to complete this master clue, and I found this guy doing his Mage Arena cape. So, here's a shout out. Thanks for supporting the channel, brother. Holy shit. Oh wow. Those bolts just gave me 30 seconds. 30-second faster kill.
I'm telling you. They're good.
Previous to this kill, I was just using Smite on the last phase, but my friends told me to go make some enchanted sapphire bolts because of their special. And yeah, they were definitely right because these bolts absolutely went off, and we got the Speed Chaser, and also we got Walk Straight, Pray True. And another super convenient item that I have during this grind is the Ring of Shadows. I already have the Gorak Dungeon Teleport unlocked from Duke, so that is going to cut down our travel time tremendously.
No need. Got him.
Oh, damn. I get the Ancient Icon. Nice. Whoa, 138. Damn it. 8 seconds off.
He's getting closer. Holy moly.
Yo, Phantom Muspah veteran. That's 25 KC. Let's go. Just a little update here. We are officially less than 200 points away from the Master Combat Achievements. So, yeah, let's get back to it. Wait, I got another Ancient Icon? That's crazy.
You got another one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump.
Alright, so I have no use for this Ancient Icon. Normally this thing is attached to the Ancient Staff to upgrade it, but I already have a Kodai, so there's really no reason for me to hang on to this. Fortunately, you can actually break these down into Ancient Essence, so dupes aren't entirely useless. Alright, so I gotta take a quick detour because the new Ides of Milk quest came out. This quest is a free-to-play quest, and introduces a new cow boss into the game. So, I'm going to try and knock this out quick. There we go, the Ides of Milk completed. Alright, here's another random jump, but I had a lot of wilderness clue steps stacking up, so I decided to finally death pile and go take care of them. Right into it.
Oh,
Okay.
those lobsters.
Okay.
This is dookie.
Okay.
Yay! Yay!
That's something
Wait, those were
new?
Zamrags. Okay.
Oh.
Surely.
New, heraldic shield. Last clue. Master.
Huge.
And here is the master. Holy shit, that's garbage. Alright, and here is the other master that I had sitting on the floor.
Now that's what I call garbage.
Alright, well, I'm going to rebag and head back into the action. So the current task that I'm going for is to kill the Phantom Muspah 10 times without leaving the room. This isn't too bad considering he usually drops supplies fairly frequently. Yo, Essence Farmer completed. Let's go. This next task, Can't Escape, requires us to kill the Phantom Muspah without running. This shouldn't be that much of an issue, considering I can just Ice Barrage him when he charges towards me. Alright, that is Can't Escape completed. Damn it. We failed that task right at the last second. But we still get the 50 KC. The task that I failed in the previous clip was the Phantom Muspah Manipulator, which requires us to kill the boss while also not taking any avoidable damage, no running, and also completing Space is Tight. Space is Tight is when you kill the Phantom Muspah while he covers all of his surrounding piles with those spikes. So, guess we're gonna have to keep trying. The strategy for this really isn't that difficult. Every few attacks he will spawn more of those spikes, so provided we make it to this point, it's really just us chilling here, kind of waiting for him to fill up the room with his spikes so that we can finish the kill. Yo, let's go. Phantom Muspah Manipulator. And this last task is the Versatile Drainer, which requires us to use 3 different sources to drain his prayer. So we've got Smite, and we've got the Sapphire Bolts, and finally, we're on the Arceus Spellbook. Versatile Drainer, let's go. So here are all the tasks from the Muspah. I have 2 more to go, but I'm going to be saving those for a different time. So for now, we are going to be done with the Phantom Muspah, and we'll be moving on to something else. If you're enjoying the video so far, do me a favor and like the video. And if you're not already subscribed, then hit that subscribe button. It costs nothing, and it really means a lot to me. Thank you for supporting the channel. And of course, you already know, I had to return to Brutus to make sure I could complete all the combat achievements. Yo, let's go. The 2-second Brutus kill and a Muleta. Yo, bottomless milk bucket, let's go. Yo, cow slippers. Nice. Oh my, we finally did it. Beef versus beef completed. Yeah, so now here's the really awkward jump. I briefly mentioned this in the previous video, but I had to take about a 3-week break from desktop due to the arrival of my newborn son. So I was pretty much limited to mobile only for that time. I needed something that I could easily step away from at any given notice. I decided this would be a great time to work on my toadflax stack in the looting bag. I had been saving up over 6,000 toadflax herbs, and I'm always looking for ways to free up space. So I figured this would be the perfect time to grind out some mole, since I won't be on the desktop. The mole is really the only option that ultimates have for making Ceradomin brews, since we can reliably get stackable bird nests. So here's like a week and a half of mole all condensed down into about 30 seconds. Oh yeah, and there was zero anticipation about getting the pet because I already got it. But before we get into that, at about the halfway point, I did stack up some clues. So here is the clue opening. Let's just jump right into it. Oh, that's the 300. Let's see it. Pretty sick. Ooh, new collection. Another coif? Oh my god. Okay, let's open this elite. That's what I expected. Okay, so we just finished wrapping up the giant mole. Here's the collection log. I stopped at 4,200. Did not get any dupe pets, but we still have the one. And here's everything in the death bank. These mole parts should get me about 6,000 nests, which should cover most of my toadflax, and for the rest, I'll likely have to source that from elsewhere. So, let's get to work. Okay, that's all of them cleaned. And if you didn't know, this NPC in the desert will actually create unfinished potions for you if you've completed the hard desert diary. This is definitely a must-have for any ultimate. So once you turn in Bird's Nest, you get a 1-to-1 ratio of nests to mole parts, but you also receive 3 different types of nest boxes as well. About 65% of your nests will be filled with seeds, about 25% will be filled with rings, and the remaining ones will be filled with absolutely nothing. That means that during this whole grind, I'm going to have a lot of spare seeds, and what better way to use seeds than to do farming contracts? I have another bag spot that I need to open up as well, and this is a great opportunity for that. I've been holding on to super strength potions for a while, so all I need is to get some more Catentine and Irit seeds to make these super defense and super attack potions. And finally, those will all be used to create super combat potions, thus freeing up another spot in the looting bag. And the best part about dropping these rings at the Grand Exchange is that you get to see who the cute noobs are picking them up. I'm just helping out the financially challenged. So, after a long time of dropping these ring nests and seeing all the noobs take them, I finally made it into the seed boxes. Now, this is where the fun will begin because we can finally start to do our farming contracts. On a main account, or even a regular iron, farming contracts aren't that big of a deal. The guildmaster assigns you something, then you just grab the seed from your bank or the seed vault. Well, obviously us ultimates do not have access to the bank, and we also do not have access into the seed vault as well. That means that every seed that I want to keep needs to have a purpose. I can already hold 6 seeds in my seed box, and I'll be holding on to any other ones that I deem necessary in my inventory in preparation for any upcoming farming contracts. Once we complete a farming contract, we will be awarded with a seed pack, and all we're really looking for from those are Catentine and Irit seeds in order to make these super combats. Alright, what potion do you think we get if we give him a Toadflax? Yes. Oh. Well, that could have been a brew. So apparently there was a recent update that gave boats the ability to basically have an Ava's device on board that retrieves ammo. So here's to the easiest collection log of my life. And since I was so close to 800 clogs, I figured why not just knock it out really quick with these spare LMS points that I have saved up. Yeah, and obviously I'm not going to be keeping any of this stuff. Also, I forgot to mention that I got these 2 dragon harpoons from a worm task a few weeks ago. Very lucky that I got 2 in the same task, but unfortunately I don't really have much of a use for them, so they will be going to the Bondal. Outside of mastering mixology, this singular tile is probably where UIMs gain 99.9% of their Herblore XP, so I was bound to run into another ultimate eventually. Okay, so now you might be wondering, why am I chopping redwoods? Well, there's an easy answer to that, and it's because I miscalculated how many giant moles I had to kill. And that's because I forgot that I still had spare toadflax seeds, which weren't planted yet, thus making the true amount of bird's nest slightly higher than I previously anticipated. I don't want to go back to the giant mole, so instead I'm gathering these logs for birdhouse runs. The runs are pretty simple with this log basket. It holds 28 logs, so I just fill it and take out what I need. Next, I go to Draenor to buy 40 cheap seeds, then finally I go to Fossil Island for the birdhouse run. These nests aren't noted, but that doesn't really matter since I'm already set up to do herblore, and since the log basket holds 28 logs, I only need to refill it every 6 or 7 birdhouse runs. And so after much more herblore, seed juggling, and birdhouse runs, I finally ran out of all of my nest boxes from the mole. So I decided it was time to go rebag a Hespori. Here's everything that I'm working with so far. The Toadflax potions are almost gone, and I've just got a little over 100 of them left. And I've been stacking up the seeds from the farming contracts. Now, I know what you might be thinking, this is a lot of work just to free up a couple of bag spaces, and you're right. Cumulatively, I've already spent over 50 hours just to process these Toadflax potions, and I'm still not even finished with them yet. But that is the way of the Ultimate Iron Man, and that's why I find it so rewarding. But yeah, here's basically everything my account owns, just chilling in Hespori. I feel like I need to show this off more often, because I don't really do it, so here you go. And don't worry, I am still working towards my goal of the Master Combat achievements, but there are a few detours along the way. I'm excited to get back into the PVMing action, however, that is going to have to wait until the next video. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, I greatly appreciate you. I make sure to read each and every comment, so let me know what you thought down below. I had a great time in the making of this video since we got to do a variety of things. Usually I'm locked down to a singular boss or raid, and this was a nice change of pace. The clips for this video were spanned over the course of about a month, so truly a lot of time went into this, and I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, that is all. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.